Hello, this is Olin again, and here is my new phone, the HTC Evo 3D. Let's boot it up. Really nice weather effect there. This new lock screen for the Sense UI is really handy as well. Like always, you got this little thing that you drag up to unlock, but also now you have these four little app icons here that you can sort of drag them into the loop in order to launch directly into them. It's also really fast. This is another part of the new Sense UI. It's the carousel view. It flows really well. Another is when you're in this mode, you can just click to push the ones that you want and long hold to rearrange them. Works really well, really fast. The HTC Sense UI is a little bit heavier of a UI than a lot of other overlays, but it's my favorite of any overlay on Android. And with the dual core processor in this, it's just it doesn't bog it down any at all, even though it's a little bit heavier of a UI. But I really like it. The effects of it aren't really necessary, but they're really beautiful and fun to have. I was actually really impressed with the 3D on this. The capability of it is really nice. I didn't at all get this phone for the 3D, and I probably won't really ever use it, but I was actually impressed playing through the little Spider-Man demo game they have on here, and looked through a few scenes of the Green Hornet. But I'm probably not going to go any further than checking it out. But I was impressed with how well it worked. The translation of the screen isn't great, but I was impressed that the phone could do it as well as it did, but not necessarily looking forward to any furthering of that. The battery life on it is it was a little disappointing. I got to be honest. It's got a little bit bigger battery than most phones, but it still, the big processor ate through it pretty decently fast, but it still lasted a pretty good ways through the nights that I've used it. And I have heavy use on my phone, and the battery still lasted. It did drop down pretty fast, a lot faster than I was expecting to with such a big battery. But it does have a beefy processor. But on the bright side, it charges really fast. I was actually also surprised on how fast it charged, especially considering how fast it dipped down and is having a bigger battery. That being said, the placement of the charge cable is a little bit disappointing, and I assume that's because they've got the rocker here for the volume, and you got the camera button as well as a switch for that, so they wanted to put that on the other side. I would prefer they put it at the bottom, but that's where you get start getting the phone case off, the battery case off. But the reason why that's a problem, specifically for someone like me who got the case with the kickstand on it, is if you want to put your phone up on the kickstand like this, the charger is on the bottom, and that is a no-go. If you want to plug in the charge cable while it's sitting up in this mode, you just can't do it at all. It just doesn't work, as you can see. And that's a problem for two things. I think if you're watching a long movie, you want to sit it up like this, or if you're sitting down having lunch or whatever at work and you have it up and you're trying to play a game on it, then you probably want to have it in this mode, and you can use it like this without having to hold your phone up. or if you want to use it to give presentations or something, which is a really good thing you can do, because the cable also does is the HDMI out, which is cool. You attach that to a TV or a projector or something, and you can demonstrate like this, and you can use your phone like this to go through your presentation and do it out. But if the cable is there, you can't plug it in and have the kickstand, so you'd still have to hold it or find another case to do it. So I was a little disappointed in the location of the USB port. Another thing that is no good for me is that my front-facing camera just does not work. I did not test it when I first got it because I don't plan on using the front-facing camera that much, but I was just messing around and I loaded the mirror app, and as you can see, that should be, filming back at the camera here, but it just does not. Now let me go into the actual camera app and show you on that. If you have pushed the button to do it, as you can see, all that it does for some reason is flip the image. It flips it all the way around instead of changing the camera view. I thought maybe it was something with the dual back cameras interfering with it, or the 3D setting, but I played with them a good deal, messing with settings, and I even did a hard reset, some stuff like that, and I just could not get it to work at all. So I'm probably going to go back up to Best Buy here in a day or two and see about exchanging it, because I've looked online a little bit and have not seen any reports of it at all so far. So I'm gonna go up there and see what they say about it, if it's a known issue at all, and see if they'll do an exchange for me. Well, that's the phone. The camera problem doesn't discourage me at all from the phone at all, and it's something I'm not gonna use, but I really want the full capabilities of my phone working. Maybe I'll use it in the future. So I'm going to see if I can get it exchanged. The phone itself, everything else that I've done on it is great. I don't have a lot of things present on it right now because I just fairly recently did that hard reset I was talking about. But I do, as you see, I got the Netflix app on there and it works really well. The Amazon App Store, so I can download all my apps really fast, and I've got a LastPass, so I can access all my mobile banking sites and stuff without worry. It works really well, and I would highly recommend people getting it if you're looking for a new phone on Sprint. It's by far the leader of the pack, probably of all phones, but especially on Sprint's network right now, and I'm really happy with Sprint's service, so that's who I'm going to stick with for the foreseeable future anyway. So this was a no-brainer phone for me to get when I started to look for a new phone. And I'll report back later on that what happens with my camera issue.